welcome from my Indian kitchen to yours. This is Rajshri Dalia. Navratri is just right around the corner and very soon it will be followed by Diwali. Laddu, a round-shaped, spherical Indian confection, will start to dominate our conversations and it will be in the food vocabulary during these festivities. Unlike many other Indian desserts, some of which has its origin in Persia and was brought to India by the Mughals, Laddu is indigenous to the Indian subcontinent. It originated in India. In fact, it has its root word in Sanskrit, which is from the word laduku, which is a sweet dish. Laddu is actually made from a variety of ingredients. It can be made from besan, which is a chickpeas flour. It is made from semolina with rava. It's also made from sesame or peanuts. It's also made from edible gum. In North India, there is a laddu called Gond ka laddu, which is made from the acacia tree. The Hindi name for the tree is babol, and the gum from there is taken to make this laddu and is given to women who are nursing. Apparently, it's supposed to improve the lactation. In our family, we actually serve the women who are expecting babies laddu made from nuts. Thanks to my cousin Kanchana, she actually revived this dish amongst our cousins and reminded us that our mothers and my mom used to serve this to any one of her cousins who are expecting babies. It has lots of nuts in it, so there's a good fat from the nuts. There's protein from the lentils, and I think the babies in the tummy like a little bit of sweetness too, so there's sugar and cardamon. So you don't have to be pregnant to try this. I guess what's good for the pregnant woman is good for any one of us. So I encourage my non-Indian friends to try this laddu. I'm confident you have most of the ingredients at home, and please let me know how it turned out. So let's start by taking a look at the ingredients that's needed to make laddu. So I'm using 4 kinds of nuts today: walnuts, pistachio, cashew, and almonds, 1 cup of each. And then there's 1 cup of fried split gram, which we call dalia. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to use all the 4 nuts. You can always substitute these nuts with macadamia or pecan, pine nuts, maybe add more nuts. It really doesn't matter. So it's very flexible what kind of nuts you use. But the proportion is 4 cups of nuts, 1 cup of dalia, 1 cup of sugar, which I'm going to powder. It has to be powdered sugar. And then there is approximately 1.5 teaspoons of cardamon powder, which is important for the flavoring. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of nutmeg powder to the laddus. So each of these nuts will be lightly toasted with a little bit of ghee. I'm also going to be using 4 tablespoons of ghee, which I will use a little for roasting these nuts, and then in the end, when I'm actually making those balls, I'm going to use this to bind the nuts flour. So on medium heat, I'm going to roast each of these nuts for approximately, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes. So keep it moving so they don't burn. The almonds are done. You can actually hear them, a little bit of crackling here, almost like mini popcorn. So I'm going to take this off the stove. Added a few more drops of ghee now. Time for the cashews to go in. You do the same with the cashews. Toss them around. So they are lightly brown. They don't have to be deep brown. Just a slight brown is enough. So cashews don't take a long time. Actually, in my experience, it's almonds that take longer time to brown. So this is done now. So probably the right word here is not to roast, but just to toast these nuts. And walnuts again don't take very long, and this is done. So I cheated a little. I got roasted pistachio, so saves me the time to roast it. So I'm not going to roast pistachio, but if you get raw pistachio, do roast it, toast it for a little while. I'm starting by powdering the sugar first. It has to be a very fine powder. Next, I'm going to grind the lentils. This can be a little bit coarse. It doesn't have to be as fine as the sugar. Next, I'm going to grind the walnut, and I'm going to show you what happens when you grind the nuts. So, you see, when I ground the walnut, it almost has like a paste-like texture to it, because we have extracted a lot of oil from the walnut, and this is really helpful while you're actually making the balls, the round shape of the laddu. And I'm not going to show you the rest of the nuts. I think you get it. So this is 4 cups of nuts and 1 cup of lentils are all ground into a powder. And to this, I'm going to add the powdered sugar. If you remember, we made right at the beginning powdered sugar. I'm going to add the cardamon to it, and then like a little bit. Nutmeg is a little bit too intense. Maybe just less than half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And we're going to keep mixing this for almost a minute to make sure they are evenly mixed. Those of you who are conscious of your calorie intake, or if you think you don't want to add ghee, you can see this nuts, after you grind it, has enough of fat and oil for you to actually make it into the balls. But this is the season of festivals. Who cares, right? So I am going to add 2 spoons of ghee to it, just to give it a little extra taste to this, and just give it a good mix. All right, time to transform this flour into delicious laddus. So this is what you do. Take a handful. You're going to take more than actually you need, and then you need to compress, press, and keep pressing until you get that smooth round ball. And it doesn't take very long. So you just see, in a matter of few seconds, I made this beautiful round ball of laddu right there. So as simple as that. Enjoy the laddus. Happy Navratri from Rajshri, Sundar, Ashwin and Anisha. I hope you had a good time watching me make the laddus. Do give it a try. Happy Navratri.